Hi guys. So I'm on the way home. I went and had a little lunch with my daughter. Now eating out is one of the things that I'm doing a low spend on, but I haven't spent anything this month yet. And I haven't seen her in a while because she's busy moving, so I went and had lunch with her. But normally what I would do is stop at several stores on the way home because I don't like to waste the gas and I don't like to put a ton of miles on my car, so it's just what I do. But today I was telling myself I have everything I need and I don't need to stop at the store. So it really feels good that I drove past all the stores where I usually stop and I did not buy a thing. And then one of the things that I really don't like to do when I go on a shopping spree is put everything away. So when I get home, I don't have to do that either, and it feels really good. So anyway, I want to talk a little bit about when you're doing these no-low spends, there's really no reason to acquire a poor man's attitude or a poor man's mindset, because it should be fun. You should try and make it fun as much as you can, and not, oh, I can't have this and I can't have that. It's just a matter of putting it off for a while and really making informed decisions on what it is you really, really want. And it really does take a while to get to that point. It's very difficult in the beginning. But I have to say that the longer you do this, the easier it becomes, and the more you focus on what it is that you truly want, and not just mindlessly, oh, I'll take that, because that's what I used to do. You know, I'd go shopping and this would go in the cart and that would go in the cart, and I didn't give it a second thought. And then I would get home and it was like, oh, now I got to find a spot for this and a spot for that. And that includes food and groceries too, because you need a spot for those too. And that's how I got into this dilemma in the first place, where everything was packed so full that there was no space. And it's really hard to make space when everything is just full. So that's one of my objectives of this low spend, is to make room in my cupboards and closets and pantry and refrigerator and freezer, so that when I do go shopping, I don't have to dread going home and putting it all away. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. And you know, if there's really, really something that you want to do or something that you want to buy, give it a little time and see if the feeling doesn't pass. And if it doesn't, and if it's something that recurs over and over again, then try and figure out a way that you can acquire what it is you want without too much of a problem. I mean, you may need to save up money, or you may need to go to the thrift stores and look around and see if you can find something similar, or try, you know, having an inexpensive lunch, maybe having just a side salad and a baked potato, or something simple. It doesn't always have to be an extravagant meal or an extravagant purchase to satisfy your need or your want. It's not a need, it's a want. And there's a big difference between a need and a want. A need is something that you have to live. A want is something that you can do without it. So anyway, I just wanted to have this little car chat on the way home, and I'm very, very happy that I didn't stop at any stores. And I'll be back a little later and we'll chat a little more.
So that was my adventure out into the world today. No spending, yay me. And so I wanted to just quickly do a little bit more chatting about this no spending thing. I think it's important that you make yourself a list while you're doing this no low spend of what your actual goals are. Because if you don't have a goal, you're just going to flounder. It's like a ship that, doesn't have a port to go to. So I think it's important that you actually write down your goals of what you want to accomplish by doing this. So is it you want to build a nest egg? You want to get ready for retirement? You want to save for your kids' college? You want to travel? Whatever's important to you. This is very specific to you. Doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. So I wanted to share real quickly with you what my goals are. Now I'm retired, so obviously I don't need to save for retirement, but I would like to save some money so that I am comfortable in my retirement. And by that I mean I don't want, if something happens like I need a new roof or a new car or something like that, I'm not going to end up going thousands and thousands of dollars into debt. I mean, chances are, if I needed a new roof, I would find a company that maybe extended free financing for X amount of months. That I would do. If I needed a new car, I would buy a car that I could afford. I'm not going to buy a Ferrari. I would probably buy a used car that was reasonably priced that I could pay off maybe in 2 years. But I can't do that if I have other debt hanging over my head, which I do at this point. So I want to get out of that and from under that, and I want to have an emergency fund that if something does come up, and that I would like to keep like maybe $2,000 in. So that I would like to have, or more, whatever I can afford. I would like to have a Christmas fund every year, and I actually have been putting money into a Christmas fund. It's January, and by the end of January, I would like to have $100 in there. I think I have 65 in there already. So as I'm paying down debt, I'm also doing some savings. I have some money in my emergency fund. It's not as much as I would like. So I'm also putting money away there. And even if I have like 2 or 3 extra dollars in my one account, I will put it either into my emergency fund or I will put it into my Christmas fund. And I would also like to do a vacation fund because once a year I would like to do some sort of a vacation, even if it's around town here or a staycation at home where I can be a little more free. So those things I would like to do. But so my objective for this low buy year is first of all to pay down debt. Secondly, I want to live within my means. And by that I mean I don't want to every month be short when it comes to paying bills and going into my overdraft and robbing Peter to pay Paul. I want to have enough money that I'm comfortable and that at the end of every month I have a little bit of a cushion, like maybe $200 or $300, and maybe I can pay ahead a little bit on my bills. So that's one of my goals. Another one of my goals is to actually reduce the amount of things that I have in my home. By that I mean shampoos. I have 10 shampoos, hypothetically. I want to have an extra or two, but I don't want to have as much anymore as I have. So whatever it is, I would like to make space in my cupboards, in my fridge, in my pantry. So it's all incorporated in my low no spend. And then I want to simplify maintaining my home. So that's another reason I want to get rid of things, because I don't want to spend a whole day dusting and vacuuming and cleaning. I don't mind spending, 45 minutes a day, maybe vacuuming or straightening up or tidying up the bathrooms, but that's really I don't want to spend more time than that. Now, sooner or later you have to do a little deep cleaning, and that's fine, but I don't want to spend my whole retirement cleaning my home. So those are just some of my goals. And also I wanted to talk just real quickly about, most of us are richer than what we think we are. And this is going back to the poor man mentality. Don't get stuck in that rut where you're thinking, oh, I'm poor. That's not the premise of this low no spend. It's just trying to learn a different mindset of spending money and not having the consumer debt that we have, and not having advertising dictate to us how we should look, how we should act, what we need to be popular, just all that hype. It's a different mindset that we need to get over and just be ourselves. Be calm in your own house, in your own skin, and relaxed, and just, be with your loved ones and do the things you love, and not have our society dictate what those things should be. So being grateful for what we do have and taking care of what we do have. So that's what I mean by we're richer than we think. Riches are not always about money. Riches are about your whole life. Your whole life can be rich and abundant and blessed. But you have to get into that mindset rather than, I don't have any money, I'm poor. A lot of people that don't have a lot of money are richer than some people that have millions. So anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about today. And I'm going to go relax and enjoy my home. And I hope you do too. Go have some fun. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money. And that's it for today. All right, my friends, I just want to say I love you guys. I do wish you abundant blessings, and I'll see you next time.